Hey, Curtis,
Hey Oz,
what movie do you have for us this week?
this week we are watching Abbott Elementary and Full Metal Jacket meets Junior and Deep Cover, all tied together with a whole lot of Mommy Dearest. This week we're watching Kindergarten Cop.
Very well done.
Thank you, thank you. I
Yeah,
figured a
very
little
well.
Lawrence Fishburne's Deep Cover. Yeah.
Was it too deep? I think
No,
it's hard to cover Arnold Schwarzenegger.
no, it is literally. He's a
Like,
he's a wide
yeah,
man.
he needs a lot of material.
He does. And just ask all the moms of Astoria.
Exactly. Welcome back, listeners and viewers, to another week of Let's Talk About Flicks, the podcast where we take a monthly theme, this month being educational films.
Yes.
I'm one of your hosts, Oz.
I am the other host, Curtis.
And before we get rolling, we definitely want to give a shout out to our students of the month.
Yes.
Patreon subscribers Don S., Aaron A., Mandy K., Melissa L., Colleen K., and Lyle M. Thank you, one and all, for your patronage.
As
Kindergarten Cop.
opposed to our dunces in the corner.
Well, I included Lyle M.
I was just saying, of all of them, I could see Lyle L. sitting with his shoulders hunched over, facing the corner with the traditional pointed dunce hat on.
Yes.
Just sighing heavily, trying to get the teacher's attention. Deb, why'd you put me in the corner again?
Keeps peeking over his shoulder to see if anybody's looking at him.
Yeah, see if anyone's responding.
Oh, so yeah, Kindergarten Cop. It's a movie you've seen a lot. I've seen a lot. It's a different flavor of Arnold.
Yeah.
But he still gets his bad boy at the beginning.
I think this is the if memory serves, this is the second of the kind of the Schwarzenegger transition to comedy, or a more comedic take on action stars,
right?
With Twins, which we've already covered,
and
now Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah, and but it's still sandwiched, like it's still early '90s Schwarzenegger. Of course, this movie come out, but it's like he's still though in that like Total Recall, like he hasn't abandoned Schwarzenegger. It's just mellow.
Well, and it's a different twist on the '80s, just action,
straight action,
full throttle.
And I will say this, and I don't know if it's nostalgia talking, but I really don't think so. I think this transition for Schwarzenegger works a million times better than it did for like Dwayne Johnson.
Yes, I would agree.
The Tooth Fairy. I'm like, no, those don't work. Again, you're this giant hulking muscle-bound guy. No, it's Schwarzenegger. He's the only one that can handle it.
Yeah. And he's so good at it too. And like
he is.
And like he knows how to be a movie star.
Yes.
Like he gets the bit of everything.
Right. And I think, Schwarzenegger's probably always gotten a little knock of like, he's not a very good actor. He's fine. Like he is.
He's not doing prestige work, but that doesn't mean he's a bad actor. Schwarzenegger knows just as well as any Hollywood A-lister what audiences like.
Yes. Yeah. And he's got this bizarre piece where, it may just be me. He's a very ugly, handsome man.
I could agree with your framing there.
Like which is fine because there's times where like he's yelling at the kids to shut up, and he's got that like Total Recall blocks in his mouth.
Veins are popping in his neck. Yeah,
and it's you just look at sometimes and you're like, God, what an ugly face on that man.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's a handsome dude.
Yeah. It's funny. Patreon subscriber Melissa L has a t-shirt that she wears very often. She actually has the t-shirt and the hoodie version of it. She likes it so much that it just has 80s hunks on it. And there's like a dozen, 15 just shirtless 80s hunks. Schwarzenegger is on there. Dolph Lundgren is on there. Mark Harmon, John Stamos, Burt Reynolds, David Hasselhoff. Oh, it's the best. It's the best shirt ever. It's a great conversation starter. So like whenever we're out someplace and she has that shirt on, that's all people want to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at it now. If it's the same print,
I'm sure it is. Yeah.
that's fun. It's Tom Selleck on there.
Yes, yeah. Tom Selleck is
Okay.
on there.
Yeah, the one I'm looking at pretty much has Selleck featured.
I think Selleck is in the middle, if memory serves.
Yeah, so that's fun. That's fun. So, well, this is an '80s hunk that's transitioned to '90s kindergarten teacher.
Yeah, there you go.
So, you've got the plot this week.
I do. Yeah. So who's in 1990s Kindergarten Cop?
Well, the aforementioned Arnold Schwarzenegger as police detective turned kindergarten teacher, Detective John Kimball.
It's pronounced Detective John Kimball.
Detective John Kimball. With his partner, Pamela Reed, playing Detective Phoebe O'Hara. I love her role in this movie.
Yes. I have a feeling one of us will bring that up later.
Yeah. So I'll change it so you can have it.
It doesn't, as long as it comes up.
As long as it comes up.
Yeah.
So there are police connection to Astoria. As we have Richard Tyson as Cullen Crisp Sr. and his mother Carol Baker, Eleanor Crisp. Got to give her an old lady's name.
Yeah, Eleanor.
Yeah, they are the villains in said movie. We have Penelope Ann Miller as Joyce / Rachel, a connection to Crisp, and her son. Where'd Dominic go? So many in here. There he is. Christian and Joseph Cousins, twins that play Dominic / Cullen Jr.
Yeah.
Others we have in here, we got Linda Hunt as the principal.
Yeah, we do. She's got a fun little bit as well. She made the most of that role.
Oh, she did. Yeah. Give me a little bit of screen time. I'm going to run with it. We got a Kathy Moriarty in here.
Academy Award nominee, Kathy Moriarty.
We've got 2-time Academy nominee Angela Bassett in the movie as
stewardess.
As stewardess.
Yes.
And then the kindergarten class, which I'm not going to name them all, but ones that kind of rise to it are, Miko Hughes is in the movie. Where'd the other girl go? She was in Beethoven. I can't. Marissa Rosen maybe as Samantha. I'm not a policeman, I'm a princess. And so, but just a lot of cute kids. Yeah. And I think director Ivan Reitman did a great job of understanding which of those kids could carry a line or two. Yeah. And the rest of them were just kind of background, which was good.
I'm just realizing this looking at on Wikipedia on Kimball's class. One of the kids in the class was Beth, the girlfriend from Cloverfield.
Really?
Yeah. Odette Justman.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah.
Starting young. And so, and I was reading in the trivia that like Reitman almost like he came up with this like how to work with kids formula. Yeah. Which I thought was really cool. Just basically let them be kids and don't look in the camera. Yeah. So there's a couple other steps in there, but
keep it simple.
Yeah. And so they did. I thought for as many kids were in this movie, the ones that had speaking parts did just fine.
Yeah, they were. Again, these you could tell most of them aren't trained actors.
No, of course not.
But for this, you want authenticity.
Yes,
and there's
kids,
and there's a couple moments in this movie where you can kind of tell that they memorized their one line, or that they might even be reading from a cue card, but it still works.
Yeah, it works because they're only on there for that brief moment. Yes, and it's not you're not trying to carry a scene with them.
Yeah, so. Exactly.
So that's the cast. It's like a lot of people, but really in terms of like important roles, it boils down to the police, the bad guys, and the people in between.
Yep. Well said.
So what do we got for plot? What is this movie Kindergarten Cop about? Like,
well, it's about a cop who becomes a kindergarten teacher.
I missed that.
I know. It's a very complicated plot.
Yeah, I did. I didn't grasp that the first 5 times I saw it.
No. I can't believe this movie's only a 6.3 at IMDb. Again, I'm not saying that this is an all-timer, that it should start with a number 8 or a 9 on IMDb, but it's better than a 6.3.
I agree.
It's better than The Principal.
Yes. Yes. This is better than The Principal for sure.
Significantly better than The Principal, or El Principal, as he was dubbed. All right. Well, hey, we open on a I typed in all caps, a grisly detective John Kimball observing Crisp in a shopping mall, the second floor of a shopping mall. He's got like the round,
Oh yeah,
like early '90s sunglasses.
like he's got like a trench coat
Big,
duster on.
big trench coat. Hasn't shaved in a couple of days.
No one's gonna notice him.
Yeah, hasn't showered in a couple of days. Like
Yeah.
he just looks like he's been on the case. I've been up for 48 hours as he dunks a donut into his coffee. Kind of look.
It's pretty silly, as again, like he's trying to track Crisp. I'm like, dude, you are the most noticeable person in the mall.
Yeah, and so I noticed as in the mall, of course I have to put this in there just because you and I are both of that era where shopping malls were a part of our youth.
Yes.
We see a Suncoast, we see a Brookstone, we see Casual Corner.
Yes, I also was looking at the back stores.
K Jewelers, Florsheim. I don't even remember what did Florsheim was that a shoe store?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
But like all of these like nostalgia late 80s, early 90s stores are there. We do see Arnie run by the same store twice as he's clocking Crisp. Whatever.
It's a big mall.
Yeah, it is. It's
2 outlets.
It's the Mall of America. There's where there's like 6 Starbucks. It was a long second floor.
Flintstones animators put together the mall layout of this store.
I mean, every mall needs at least 2 Sbarros.
If you don't, well, how are you going to keep up with the rush?
Yeah, exactly.
When you give out a quarter of each pizza, the oven can only work so fast.
And a half gallon of old tomato sauce left behind the radiator. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah. So we see a young man and woman arguing, in some back part of the mall.
Mm-hmm.
We got to ask Crisp for $1,000. We got this info. Of course, they exposition that Crisp's wife took his kid and several $million. So basically, the whole bit is that Crisp has this estranged wife and child who ran away a couple years ago. They supposedly took a couple $1 million, and this young man and woman, they spotted the wife, and he's Crisp has been hunting for him for a couple years, trying to find them and trying to get his money back and get his son back. And so the young man meets Crisp in a back hallway. His girlfriend kind of hides, and he says, "Hey, I got info. I saw your wife in Astoria, Oregon. And you're going to give me $1,000 for it. But you know what? $750 is good. You know what? $500 is good."
Right.
It was a hard negotiation.
He's good. He
was very good. What you want to do is start high and then go down as far as you can before the other person even responds.
Yeah. He's tough. Mm-hmm. The confusion catches Crisp. No, I'll give you the 1,000. It's fine.
Yeah. I think that's how Luka Doncic negotiated his last contract extension.
Reverse psychology.
Yeah. And so after this young man gives up the location, Crisp just shoots him.
Right.
Just stone cold just shoots him. The girlfriend, who again is hiding, sees this and fortunately doesn't reveal herself. Kimball hears her screaming after Crisp leaves. Of course, after Crisp is gone, she panics. Crisp handcuffs her to her boyfriend's corpse so she can't get away.
Right.
And then he goes to arrest Crisp as Crisp is speaking to his overbearing mother at a salon in the mall.
Right.
We cut to LAPD detective Phoebe O'Hara. I love this character so much.
I do too.
Yeah. Trying to at the station, trying to get the girlfriend to identify Crisp in a lineup, and she refuses. "I'm not testifying. I'm not pointing at anybody in a lineup. I just want to get out of here."
Mm-hmm.
Kimball ends up driving later on in the day. He drives to some seedy club to go after Cindy, who is the girl's name,
and fights his way through because it is Schwarzenegger.
Because you have to put a little bit of classic Arnie in there.
Which, for some reason, because it's Schwarzenegger, we accept it, despite the fact that it's extreme police brutality.
Oh yeah, he carries a shotgun into this seedy club.
and fires it multiple times.
Yes, he does.
For no reason other than just intimidation. And we're like, that's okay. It's Arnie.
It's Arnie. The first 15, 20 minutes in the movie feel like a typical Arnie action movie.
Yeah, like a Red Heat or,
yes.
you know, where he played like a street cop kind of thing. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. So a guy asks, "Who are you, man?" "I'm the party pooper."
"I'm the principal, man."
"I'm the principal, man." Oh, for that reference, watch our episode on The Principal, and watch The Principal as well.
Yeah,
if you want to see how the opposite of how education is supposed to work.
That's right.
So inside I'm the potty pooper.
The potty pooper.
So inside, he sits down next to Cindy on a couch, and
because she's the only one that didn't run away.
Yeah, of course. Everybody else bails.
Yeah, she stays put because she's essential to the plot.
Yeah. Despite the fact that she couldn't get out of the police station fast enough earlier.
Yeah, and he had to handcuff her to a dead man at the mall, so she couldn't get away.
Yeah, but maybe that was just a really comfortable couch she was on.
It may have been. Yeah. She was handcuffed to the couch. That's her thing.
And she really enjoyed it.
It's a kink she wasn't aware of until the mall.
Well, he did a lot for her. Illuminated some things about Cindy she didn't realize about herself.
Really opened her mind.
Yeah. And so he sits down next to her with like the shotgun on his lap and just turns to her and says, "I'm going to hang out with you until the end of time."
Yeah.
And she's like, "You can't do that." He's like, I don't have anything else to do.
Right.
And so he basically just says, "I'm going to follow you wherever you go until you cooperate."
Right.
And
works.
cut to Cindy identifying Crisp in a lineup. And then getting charged in the courtroom where he whispers to his mother, "You know what to do." And then she responds with, "I'm your mother, aren't I?"
It's really she knew.
Yeah, really interesting dynamic between mother and son Crisp.
Yes.
In an interrogation room, Kimball expositions that Crisp's ex-wife stole drug money from him, and that's why he's trying to track her down. Crisp tells Kimball, "I know you," including that Kimball's wife left him because she was unhappy, which is kind of a theme that comes up. So Kimball's backstory is he was married, got divorced, has I think a 13-year-old son who he hasn't seen in years.
Right.
And this weighs heavy on his conscience. Still at the station, a superior tells O'Hara and Kimball, who are now partnered up, "You're going to fly into Portland and then drive to Astoria," which is also the same community where the Goonies is set.
I saw that a mile away.
Yeah. And so again, here's the basic plot of the movie moving forward. We got O'Hara is going to go undercover as a teacher to identify Crisp's ex-wife, Rachel, and offer her immunity if she testifies against Crisp. However, they don't have any good pictures of her, so they can't identify her simply, by face, by appearance. So they have to deduce who it is.
Should have just watched Big Top Pee-wee.
Should have watched Big Top Pee-wee. The dog-faced man, Benicio del Toro, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, because Penelope Ann Miller was the love interest, and
she was.
She wasn't the circus love interest, but she was Pee-wee's girlfriend.
Yeah. On the plane to Portland, flight attendant Angela Bassett offers them breakfast.
Yeah.
Couple years prior to What's Love Got to Do with It.
Yeah.
As they're planning how to sell their fake marriage, because that's the bit. They're going to pretend to be married. O'Hara gets violently ill because she eats a lot. Like that's her whole thing.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Like she says, when she meets Kimball, that I'm hypoglycemic, so I have to eat all the time. Otherwise I go a little nuts.
She's extreme hypoglycemic.
Yes, she's always eating. Always. It's like was it Brad Pitt in the Ocean's movies? Like he's always eating too.
Yeah.
And so she gets violently ill on the plane. And they show them, driving from Portland to Astoria. They have to pull over several times. She's lying in the back seat. She meets Kimball's pet ferret. And the next morning, Kimball tells a still violently ill O'Hara, I'm gonna have to go undercover in your
Mhm.
place because she's ill. She's too ill to go.
Yeah, she can barely move.
Yeah. So he goes undercover as the kindergarten teacher. At the school, Kimball meets with Principal Schlowski, who's very skeptical of him. She was expecting a female. Schlowski introduces Kimball to the class, and he immediately, as soon as she leaves, he immediately starts grilling them with questions.
Oh yeah, like there's no subtlety to this.
No. He's a police officer. That's what he is. He's not a teacher. He doesn't know how to relate to kids.
In and out. Want to get it in and out.
Yeah. How many of you were born in Astoria? They all raise their hands. Yes. How many of you weren't born in Astoria?
They all raise their hands.
They all raise their hands. And of course, one of the boys, here's a famous, there's a couple lines in this movie that have really stick with this movie and kind of give it its identity. And of course, one of the kids stands up and just announces to the class that boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the entire class erupts in laughter. Turns out later on, we find out this boy's father is a gynecologist.
Yes.
Which, okay, I guess that sort of explains why he would know things.
It doesn't seem so off.
Correct. Yeah. So of course, Kimball doesn't know what he's doing. He's in a room full of 5 and 6 year olds. He panics. Gets the female teacher Joyce from next door because he has a female student who has to go to the bathroom and like she can't undo like the straps on her overalls. And he goes into the class, back into the classroom, which is just in disarray, and he just screams, "Shut up!" and the classic Arnie, veins popping out of his neck. And of course, all the kids just start crying, which is even worse than the disarray to Kimball. And so he literally runs out of the school. Sprints out of the school to his car, which apparently is parked several blocks away.
I noticed that too. You got to get there early for a good prime spot.
He has a long sprint down the road to his car, and he gets his ferret, which apparently he keeps in his car. And the ferret is going to be the new class mascot, which at least temporarily does get the kids' attention. After class, one of the students, Dominic, stays after to tell Kimball, "My mom is a teacher. She's a teacher at the school, and she's better at teaching than him."
like a kid would do.
Yeah. In a weird way, Dominic kind of becomes Kimball's like teaching mentor. Like Kimball looks to Dominic for validation. Like, am I doing a good job? And Dominic occasionally like gives him a thumbs up.
Yeah, you're doing fine.
Next day, we see several moms outside of school before school starts speculating that the new kindergarten teacher is gay.
He's got to be.
Why would again, this is 1990.
Exactly.
Why would a male choose to be a kindergarten teacher? He has to be gay, of course, until they see him walking up in a tight polo, and they all go slack jawed. I put hubba hubba in my notes.
Kidding. One lady panics because she's like, I don't have any makeup on. None of us have makeup on, but you guys are married.
You don't need it because I love that line. That was good. There's a lot of fun little moments.
There are
in this movie. Late, I know. Just jumping ahead later on. There's a kid who says like he's had 3 dads, and like the mom is in the room, and she's like, like the camera cuts to her, and she's visibly cringing. We meet Jillian, a student named Sylvester's mom in the class. This is the Kathy Moriarty character. She introduces herself. She's kind of like portrayed as like the hot blonde mom, is I think the vibe that you're supposed to get there. Almost kind of femme fatale-ish a little bit. How they there's kind of like a Faye Dunaway-esque aspect to kind of how she carried herself in this. She introduces herself to Kimball, says that her son's father lives in California. She hasn't seen him in 3 years. They're not together, but the father left them for another man.
Right.
Which everything but the last part would really check out with the kind of profile that O'Hara and Kimball are looking for. My favorite, again, just another little fun part of the movie. A kid runs into the classroom, stands in the doorway, asks Kimball, "Are you married, Mr. Kimball?" He says no, and then the kid, still in the doorway, turns and yells down the hallway, "He's not married, Mom!" Oh, I love just the little.
Oh yeah, it just gives it life. Like it just feels real.
An authenticity to it. Yeah. Because that's what a 5-year-old would do.
Yeah, absolutely.
There'd be no tact. He wouldn't like, okay, and then like wait till later. No, he's gonna yell down the hallway as loud as he can because he's 5.
He's doing his mom a favor.
Yeah, that's what he's doing what she asked. I got you the information.
But kindergartners don't know subtlety.
No, they don't. Nor do high schoolers in many cases as well. But,
they don't.
So a little later on, Kimball asks the class, we're going to play a game called Who is My Daddy and What Does He Do?
I like how he frames it too.
Yeah. And what does he do?
Because then all the kids just start guessing what his dad does.
Of course. And then Kimball kind of slouches and like, puts his head in his palm. I have a headache. And of course, a student replies with another one of those lines from this movie. It's probably a tumor.
Yeah,
it's not a tumor.
This kid's morbid.
Yeah. And another fun little sequence of there's just little like 10-second vignettes of the kids answering a question. And one kid is like, my dad hasn't worked since the accident. Another one says like, my dad just watches TV all day. Another one says like it says in Spanish, like my dad works hard and loves me very much. Another one says, again, my dad is a gynecologist that looks at vaginas all day. And then Dominic, who is Joyce's son, who we've learned at this point in the movie, says, my dad lives in France.
Right. Yeah. What did the twin girls say?
Oh, that's right. I'll say it. Okay. Yeah. At the same time that the identical twin girls who both have the exact same side ponytail say, my mom says our dad is a sex machine.
Yeah. As a mandated reporter, I'd look into that a little bit. Like why? Like even just a brief conversation with the mom. Like, that's great that you and your husband have a fine relationship. Maybe don't discuss it in front of the girls.
I mean, unless it's literal and he's like a Japanese like robot.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, it could be. I mean, I guess we are the 90s. I think they had that technology at this point.
Ooh, Japan did.
Yeah, Japan did, not the US. During a fire drill, all the kids run out screaming. We cut outside and all the classes are out there organized and the kindergartners just run out minutes later screaming. And of course, Kimball is carrying 2 kids.
Right.
Yeah. Principal Schlasky is quite upset. Kimball notes it back in the classroom, a very quiet, sullen student with a single mom who looks a lot like Crisp, similar facial features, similar hair color. At a restaurant, O'Hara and Kimball see Joyce and Dominic. O'Hara immediately assumes a character of Kimball's Austrian sister,
Ursula.
Ursula. I almost said Olga. Ursula. Yeah, you're right. After dinner, O'Hara calls out Kimball for taking a romantic interest in Joyce. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's jabbing him.
Yeah. Oh, God, I love O'Hara and Kimball's
I do too.
dynamic in this movie so much. Taking O'Hara's feedback of not showing fear in front of the kids, because that's where he's been struggling. Kimball tells the kids, we're going to play police school. Kimball uses Pavlovian classical conditioning to blow a whistle to behaviorally train his students. Then we see a sweet montage of Kimball training the kids, having them do calisthenics, running through, like tire mazes, squats, army crawling. A fun little bit, seesawing opposite Kimball, like he's on one end of the seesaw, there's like 5 kids on the other side, practicing for fire drills, sit-ups, marching. I guess one of the demands Schwarzenegger had for this movie, which Reitman was fine with, was when I'm in the teacher role, I want there to be an emphasis on fitness,
which is fine.
And there was, and it worked. It worked for the character and for the moment. Kimball has a moment with the kids where he admits he has a son he doesn't see often. I think as he's reading to them, like, this is the same book that I read to my son. After all the kids fall asleep after story time, Kimball is at his desk, and we see, and the shot is a kind of a profile shot of him from the side, and we see out the window, and it's raining outside, and we see Crisp, like, float into frame.
I think he's on a Segway.
a Segway with whose wheels are turned 90 degrees.
Yeah, he's standing sideways on a Segway.
Yeah. and he pulls a gun out and shoots at Kimball. However, It was just a dream, Oz.
Yes, thankfully.
Yes. So
It was raining outside too.
It was raining hard outside.
Yeah.
You know, Astoria is known as the Kankakee of the West Coast.
You got me once with that. You're not getting me again.
That's the only time I've ever pulled one over on you. we were waiting for a midnight screening of Lord of the Rings: Two Towers.
Yeah, one of the Lord movies.
Yeah. In Kankakee, Illinois at the Paramount Theater. So yeah, it was a pretty intense sequence, I will say.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because you didn't really see that coming, and then like he's right there and he shoots at Kimball. So back at school, Kimball inquires with Zach's mom. Zach is the boy who was kind of playing by himself. He was very sullen. He was like ramming two cars into each other. The kids were kind of making fun of him just for kind of being aloof.
Yeah.
And so Kimball inquires with Zach's mother about his family because he's very suspicious that this might be the boy and she might be the mom. And she's like, I know why you wanted to talk to me. It's because you probably saw the bruises on Zach's legs. This movie gets really fast.
Oh, it does. It does.
So yeah, it turns out that this boy's father, who is in the picture, is physically abusing his son and his wife. She tells Kimball, my husband's in counseling. There's no need to involve the school or the authorities. And he responds with, if he does it again, I'm pressing charges.
Yeah. Just go ahead and do it.
It's called being a mandated reporter. Like I don't know the Oregonian laws in 1990, but
on top of it, like you are our cop, regardless of your teaching, you know, undercover. Like you are a police officer.
If you saw spousal abuse, would you tell the abuser, I'll press charges if it happens again?
Yeah. I understand that you've been beating your family, but last time.
Yeah.
Or else.
Yeah. So arriving back at the hotel after work, after school, Kimball barges in on O'Hara and her chef fiance, Henry, played by a stand-up comedian named Bob Nelson. They're eating pasta in bed and he's completely naked.
Yeah. Her favorite, pasta a olio, which is just butter noodles. That's all it is. It's her favorite.
Pasta a la country crock.
Exactly. Yeah. It's I love my parquet noodles.
Yeah. With a little bit of Kraft Parmesan cheese on top.
Yeah.
Just a splash of Parmesan cheese.
Yeah. It's my favorite.
I remember. Yeah.
It's just butter noodles.
Yeah. That's all it is. The first time I watched this movie, I recognized the comedian, the actor Bob Nelson. I don't know why this memory sticks with me, but back in the day when I was a youngin, we had HBO, and I remember my parents had taped a comedy special from Bob Nelson.
Okay.
And I recognized him. The only thing I remember about this comedy special is he did a lot of bits and assumed a lot of characters, and there was a sequence where he was playing like various members of a football team, and so like I'm watching this at probably like the age of 11 or so, and it's like, oh, that's the guy who did the football bit.
You're the only person in the history of man that recognizes Bob Nelson
from
something else.
The stand-up comedian. Yes. Bob Nelson and I go way back. So if Bob Nelson, if you are watching this, kudos. I remember your classic character work you did in the late 80s. Joyce asks Kimball over for dinner. O'Hara, of course, is taking care of Kimball because Kimball is a helpless human being.
Yes.
She gets him wine and flowers to bring over. At Joyce's, Dominic shows Kimball his fort. He's made a fort outside to protect him and his mom from the bad people, including lasers that he's made, which is basically just like rolled up aluminum foil. But again, he's 5.
Right.
So inside, Kimball scouts around the house, and at one point, he's going through Joyce's like chest of drawers to look presumably for the money or evidence.
Yeah.
And he's going through her underwear drawer, and for some reason he picks up a pair of underwear and holds it precipitously close to his face.
Yeah. That was an odd choice.
Yes, that was interesting. So with Joyce later, like Dominic's gone to bed, and so Kimball and Joyce are just kind of having a moment, and Kimball is good at making her feel at ease. And I actually really appreciated the subtleties of Schwarzenegger's acting here.
Yeah.
And him and his character did a good job of just shutting up and letting her talk.
Yeah.
And so Kimball reveals he has a son and kind of pries with Joyce and gets her to reveal that Dominic's father is not in France. She describes her quote unquote ex-husband as a walking nightmare. But he doesn't know where they are.
Right.
And so Kimball, of course, is all ears as well. So she is immediately shot to the top of the suspect list here.
Right.
Back at school the next day, Zach's mom brings him in late, and he has a huge bruise on his upper back and shoulder. His mom says, well, he fell down the stairs again.
Again.
Yeah. Kimball follows the mom outside, sees the father, punches him, confronts him, and punches the father as some of the kids have come outside and witnessed this.
He pressed charges right into his solar plexus.
He did. I'm pressing charges. 5 of them.
That's right. They go.
So Principal Schlowski, of course, calls Kimball in, and instead of basically firing him, says,
this is kind of a fun scene.
You're a good teacher. I don't know what kind of police officer you are, but you're a good teacher. I didn't think the whistle would work. I didn't think the ferret would work, but they did, and the kids like it, and they're responding to it. And then she asks him, what was it like to punch that deadbeat dad?
Yeah, I had a similar experience in my second teaching role. I had a kid that was just notorious for disruption, insubordination, just constant trouble. And I remember I was teaching a lesson, and he just was one of those that his go-to line was, well, that sounds like a personal problem. And he would shoehorn it in to anything. It didn't
manufacture reasons to say his line.
Doesn't matter if it makes sense at all. And so he was pushing and pushing and pushing. Even the kids at this point, and this high school, they're trying to get him to stop. And he finally just pushed me over the edge. And I turn around and I'm just like, I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was along the lines of, you are my personal problem. And basically, from what I understand from the assistant principal, nobody really pushed him back. Mm-hmm. They just kind of, once he kind of got pushed back on his heels, he ran from the classroom and it was very upset. I think he was a junior. I guess he went and called home, but then his dad calls and, so I get called in to the office, and I'm sitting in the assistant principal's office right next door. The principal's on the phone with the dad, and I can hear him be like, we're addressing it with the teacher right now, et cetera, et cetera. It will be handled. And I'm just like, oh my, I'm just like this kid's the problem, et cetera, et cetera. Long story short, the assistant principal is like, you're fine. We're going to appease the dad by talking to you now. But then the assistant principal basically said to me, he goes, felt pretty good, didn't it? Like almost like we've been wanting to just go off on this kid, and you did, and I immediately was apologetic. I shouldn't have. I stepped over the line, etc. Because this kid was all but challenging me to a fight. Yeah. And I basically turn around and I'm like, I'm right here. If that's what you want to do, I'm right here. And that's when he was like, I'm out.
And just panicked.
Yeah. And I'm out. And so, nothing happened to me disciplinary wise, but kind of like how the principal here, but yeah, that assistant principal's been like, how'd that feel? Because this kid's been a thorn ever since he walked in this building. But so it was kind of a fun scene with the principal and Kimball here.
It reminds me of a sequence in South Park between Cartman and Garrison, and I got to change a little bit of the language here.
No,
right, where Cartman is telling Garrison in class to do something with a part of his anatomy, and Garrison has been panicking to this point. And I don't even remember who, he talked to some mentor or something, and he's like, challenge the kid back. And so Garrison does so, and Cartman's just
yeah.
I think I won't say what was what Cartman was saying, but Garrison's response was present them.
Yeah. I remember that episode now that you say that.
Yeah. And Garrison had control of the class back.
And that's all. And granted, would I recommend that to educators to challenge every kid? No. But this particular instance where I was at, it was like I'd had enough, and it's like you've tried everything, quote unquote, by the book, and it's like okay, I stepped out of my comfort zone, and you know what, if I remember correctly, he got his schedule changed after that, and he wasn't a problem. It wasn't a problem for me anymore, anyway.
Yeah. So after that exchange, we cut to Cindy's dead body.
Yeah.
Crisp's mom had arranged for her to basically get some bad drugs, and she OD'd and died, is presumably what happened.
Right.
So since their star witness is no longer able to testify, Crisp is getting let go.
Yeah.
And basically back in LA, like over the phone, they tell O'Hara that, Joyce, quote unquote, Rachel, has to come clean. Otherwise she's not going to be protected.
Yeah. And she's got to have the money.
Yeah. And Crisp knows where she is.
Yeah.
Pretty bad move.
Yes. Yeah. LAPD, shame on you. No extra digging. Just, she's dead. So
yeah. And these other two people are probably going to be dead soon.
Yeah.
So Mama Crisp meets her son outside and tells him, we're going to be a family again, son.
Yeah.
Cut to them arriving in Astoria. Crisp tries to buy a race car set, from a guy who just bought the last one at the store. He's like, I'll pay you 4 times what it's worth. Ends up assaulting the guy on the street and taking it from him.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Mama Crisp is at the pharmacy and buys pretty much every over-the-counter medication there is.
Yeah.
An interesting little character dynamic moment between the two of them, because Crisp walks in and says, what are you getting all this stuff for? You pumped me full of this when I was a kid. Nothing was wrong with me. And she snaps back and says, that's why there was nothing wrong with you.
Right. Over-the-counter medication.
Yeah. So you can tell that he resents his mom, but they're so attached. The relationship is so codependent that that's all he knows is to be codependent with her.
It's very Norman Bates-ish.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good comp. So at a local Astoria festival, we see Joyce and Kimball doing a 3-legged race together. His class recites the Gettysburg Address. O'Hara pulls Kimball aside. Cindy's dead.
Yeah.
Crisp is likely on his way here right now. She's able to confirm, yep, it's Joyce. She's the one. She's Crisp's wife, and we can't protect her unless she comes clean about this $3 million. And so Kimball and O'Hara have to come clean with her, and they tell her, we know who you are. We're not who you think we are. And of course she's upset. I think rightfully so.
Absolutely.
Grabs Dominic, pulls him off a pony ride he was on, and just says the bad people found us, and just runs off. At nightfall, Kimball follows Joyce home. She's fuming at him, but she can't find Dominic. He's not there. And she tells Kimball, he was saying something about needing to get his lasers, which again references him showing Kimball his fort before. So there was a big telecommunications tower that's maybe a block or so away from where they're at, and he's climbing this tower to mount his lasers to protect he and his mom from the bad guys. Again, the kind of 5-year-old logic.
I was surprised because again they show us that tower, and then we visit this tower now. They're outside of just having the tower nearby. I was this felt like this could have been a finale thing.
Yeah.
We've got this tower and all the fear that comes with it, et cetera, et cetera. But it's they use it up now. I won't say it felt like it was misplaced. It just, you almost question why did if the tower really had no play in Crisp, at all. It just it was a weird placement for it.
Yeah, I get that. So after they rescue Dominic from the tower, Joyce says there is no money. There's no $3 million. Crisp made that up to basically put her on the radar of other thugs to see, who would, just to get more eyes looking for her. If there's money involved, more bad guys are going to look for her. Kimball apologizes for lying. He says, I haven't seen my son in 7 years, and I don't want to lose you and Dominic the way I lost my son.
Right.
After hesitating, Joyce forgives Kimball, and they end up kissing. Next day, so we're in Act 3. We're in the big finale now, Oz. Kimball and O'Hara are at school. She's there as like a guest speaker in Kimball's classroom, talking about strangers and stranger danger, that kind of thing. Joyce's students give a woo after she kisses Kimball on the cheek. The same boy whose father is the gynecologist, of course, does the penis vagina bit with O'Hara. Meanwhile, we cut to Crisp himself, who's in Schlowski's office, pretending to be a parent who's moving into the community. He's purportedly doing his due diligence on the school and researching for his family. And I want to see the kindergarten classroom. Can I see it? And so Schlowski shows Crisp the classroom from the hallway. And we kind of see, it's like a point of view perspective from Crisp. As he's looking in the classroom, the kids are playing like King of the Mountain, and they're all piled on top of Kimball, and Kimball emerges from the pile of kids, and Crisp sees and recognizes Kimball, but Kimball does not see Crisp. In the meantime, but Crisp also saw Dominic too.
Right.
So he recognized his son is in there, but Kimball is there too, the guy who's been pursuing him. So Kimball goes to the library and starts a fire, causing the fire alarm to go off. Dominic grabs the ferret on the way out because that's his responsibility. Dominic is in charge of the ferret in case the fire alarm goes off. In the chaos, Crisp grabs Dominic, but his classmates see this and all turn and point at Crisp and say, "Stranger!" following the instructions they got from
Quick
O'Hara.
learners.
Yeah. And which gets Kimball's attention. Crisp pulls Dominic into a classroom, reveals he's his father. Dominic tries to escape but can't. Gun drawn, Kimball is going from room to room, busts in on a couple of teens making out. We thought it was just a drill. Outside, Mama Crisp sees O'Hara trying to get into the building and nails her with her car. Really just hammers her with the car. Inside, Joyce has found Crisp, confronts him. He punches her. He lays her out. Dominic ends up getting away and hiding in a locker room. Kimball enters. Crisp holds a gun on Dominic. I'm losing it. Put your gun down.
Really overwhelmed.
Yeah. I am not in charge of my faculties right now. Crisp goes to shoot Kimball. But the ferret, of course, which has been hiding in Dominic's shirt, emerges and bites Crisp on the hand because it's a movie.
Oh, got him on the neck.
Oh, that's right. Did get him on the neck. Allowing Kimball, Crisp does get a shot off. It hits Kimball in the leg, though.
Yeah.
But of course, Kimball gets his gun and shoots and kills Crisp as Dominic escapes.
Yeah.
Mama Crisp enters, sees her dead son, shoots Kimball in the shoulder, tracks Kimball, follows the blood trail to a shower, and is about to execute Kimball when a beaten and limping O'Hara enters and hits Mama with a baseball bat. You're not so tough without your car, are ya? Outside, we see an unconscious Kimball being wheeled out on a stretcher. We cut to a hospital where Kimball is being fed Jello. O'Hara
real quick.
Yeah.
I finished watching this with Jenny last night, and she made the comment, being in the medical field, that when they're wheeling Kimball outside on the gurney, all the kindergarten kids as he's passing come up and they're like, "Oh, hope you're okay, Mr. Kindle." And then as they get close to the ambulance, then they pop it up so they can get him on the ambulance. And Jenny even commented, she goes, knowing that the gurney could be elevated.
Yeah.
They walked it down low. She's like, were they hunched over? Like these poor EMTs,
Yeah,
are like bent over at the waist, dragging
that's a great call.
dragging
that's a great call.
Dragging it low just so the kids can interact with him.
Yeah, just so they're not all peeking over.
Exactly. Yeah. And I was like, man, that's true. She goes, man, they had to kill their backs, like, because they brought him out that way.
Maybe it's because Kimball is so muscle bound, it was just weighing the gurney down.
That's probably it. Yeah, he exceeded the weight.
The hydraulics just couldn't keep it up.
But she goes, it had to kill their backs.
Oh my God, that's a great call by Jenny. And of course, her with her healthcare.
Yeah, I didn't think twice about it.
Like that gurney's way too low.
Yeah, it's like kindergarten level.
Yeah, well, it's Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah. So I was like, good call. I said, yeah, that's a good point, babe. Didn't think of that.
Of course, in the hospital, O'Hara's fiance Henry enters. Of course, knocks. He's like your klutz character.
He's just very clumsy.
Yeah. He knocks things over, gets himself caught up in Kimball's traction lines. We get a little epilogue. Time passes. Kimball returns to the classroom and gives an "I'm back."
Yeah.
Because
how much time do you think passed? Because when the principal is bringing him to the class, we see guys like painting because of the smoke damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So like they're repainting. So to me, we're not talking like long periods of time.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's probably just a few days if they're still touching up.
Yeah, but he was just in traction in the hospital, so.
But it's Schwarzenegger.
I mean, he does have a cane for whatever.
He also got shot in the shoulder, yet lifts Joyce up with no problems. Twirls her around.
It didn't hit any vital organs.
No.
So he announces, "I'm back," in classic Schwarzenegger.
After he blows his whistle.
Yes. Joyce. Yes.
Jenny also pointed out when, gigantic man Schwarzenegger walks into a kindergarten classroom facing the kids, and no child looked up. No child noticed he was there.
No, they were really into their art project. They were doing.
He did a great job getting these kids focused. So
Joyce hears the whistle, leaves her classroom to go passionately kiss Kimball in front of her son and the other kindergartners. Yeah. And that is 1990s Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah.
What a sweet movie this is.
It really is. Yeah.
At this point in the show, folks, every week, Oz and I give our own unique rating to the film we've been yapping about. Oz, how would you rate Kindergarten Cop?
I'm going to give this movie 7 overaged kindergartners.
7 overaged kindergartners.
Many of those kids looked like kindergartners. Some of those kids, it's maybe their second or third time at kindergarten. What do you give it?
They're taking it for enrichment.
Yeah, they were very tall children in that class.
Yes, they are. I'm going to go with 78 ferrets.
Okay.
Yeah, I like this movie.
Yeah, I do too.
Every week, Oz and I scour the interwebs searching for unprofessional reviews that tickle our funny bones, folks, and we hope they tickle yours as well. In this week's edition of Outside Insight. Oz, my friend, what is your Outside Insight?
Okay, there we go. I was
looking for ferrets.
Well, it was taking a minute to pop up the download, and I was like, "Oh, it's my turn." All right, so I have a 5-star review from Letterboxd. It's nice and short. It says, Kindergarten Cop, genuinely so good. Could complain about the few weird scenes, but I don't want to. This is the best movie ever. I smiled and giggled so much.
I giggled so much.
I love I could complain. I don't want to, though. So,
well, and that's kind of my take on this movie as a whole. Is it a perfect movie? No, it's not. But it is a simple, sweet movie.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
So that's my Outside Insight. What do you got?
I got 2, both from the Internet Movie Database, as always. The first one I'm going to read in the voice that I'm presuming that this person is.
Okay.
It's a 10 out of 10 left by Johnson Mukherjee in March of 2021 with the subject line, "Beautiful, heart-touching, peaceful ending." It has an amazing happy ending with some happy kids. So it's really heart-touching. And the movie is also great. It's quite a pleasure to see all those kids acting so nicely.
Okay, Grandma.
I know. She's just happy that they're
very happy. Yep.
Yeah. The other one is also a 10 out of 10 left in March of 2008 from B-Ball Curtis.
Hey, it's you.
This was my IMDb my username in 2008. B-Ball Curtis, because when you think of me, you think
basketball.
You think basketball. Yes, that's exactly what you think. I learned everything I need to know from life from Kindergarten Cop is the subject line. Since the dawn of man, no movie has reached the hearts, minds, and souls of every carbon-based life form on this planet better than Kindergarten Cop, a film that carries effortlessly both the strength of the law and the tenderness of the human heart. This movie not only redefined entertainment as a whole, it furthermore teaches every individual the great mysteries of the human anatomy, the darkness of the criminal underworld, and the enchanted tale of Baez to the untrained ear who goes shopping. Truly, the Holy Spirit guided the creation of Earth, the Bible, and Arnold Schwarzenegger's superior acting performance.
All right.
Not written tongue-in-cheek at all.
No, not at all.
All right, folks, it is that point in the show you've all been waiting for, the Let's Talk About Flicks signature segment, the 3, 2, 1, in which Oz and I each share 3 goods, 2 bads, and 1 about this week's movie, 1990's Kindergarten Cop. Oz, what are your 3 goods?
My first one, as we've mentioned several times, Pamela Reed.
She's so good in this.
I'm not going to say that she steals the movie. Because but she does such a perfect job of balancing Kimball.
Yes.
And knowing, like, she doesn't steal the movie because she's not trying to steal the movie. She just, this is my role, and I'm going to play this role with this amount of gusto, and it's going to fit perfectly.
Yeah.
Because Schwarzenegger's larger than life, and she just grounds it, and she does such a wonderful job.
Yeah.
My second good is Kids as comic relief. I kind of mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
They add the authenticity to this movie.
Yeah.
Working in education, I've been around a lot of kindergarten classes. This is how kindergartners act. Like this is just who they are. So kudos to that. And 3, parents not seeming to care much that their kindergarten teacher might be gay.
Okay.
Like those 3 moms out there are like, well, he's got to be gay, but there's no outside of just the assumption, which I could see where the assumption comes from. They don't seem bothered by the fact that their kid's teacher might be gay. They're just other than, well, why would a male want to be a kindergarten teacher unless he's gay? But again, they're not weirded out or grossed out or bothered by it. They seem to just be gossiping.
Yeah.
So, they're not judgmental. They're just, well, he's got to be gay. So, and then he's Schwarzenegger, and they're like, oh, he's not gay because what gay man has muscles?
Yeah, exactly. And wears a tight polo.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's a well-dressed, muscular man. There's no way he's gay.
Yeah.
Like, he still could be.
I'm going to tack on to your Pamela Reed O'Hara.
Yeah, please do.
Because I easily could make, so this is not one of my official goods, but like, I love the character so much. Like her appetite. That, like they did such a good job of like just giving her a couple of these defining character traits. Kimball and when she was sick in the beginning, like she's puking over the rail, and then he like picks her up kind of on his hip and like walks her back to the car as her legs are just kind of dangling. She falls asleep with a copy of Guns and Ammo on her face. Like,
well, and I like that they originally kind of felt like there was going to be this I work alone kind of, but they didn't. Like they embraced that these 2 are partners. They're brand new partners, but they're focused on the case, and therefore they have to coexist, and they do it well.
Well, and she doesn't take any guff from him. And I think this is not explicitly stated, but he quickly recognizes how good she is and his respect for her. So, and that's even while she was sick, like he recognized how good she is. Yeah. So, it was just such a great job of establishing. It reminds me, I was talking to Patreon subscriber Melissa L. It reminds me of like, this might sound like a weird comp, but like how good in The Great Outdoors, John Candy and Stephanie, was it Pharisee? I think her name is.
Yeah.
Like you've got this kind of over the top performer.
Right.
With Candy and Schwarzenegger, and then you have this kind of like working men's actor in Stephanie Pharisee and Pamela Reed, just meeting
Yeah.
Not exceeding, not trying to blow them away,
Right.
not trying to over the top actors, but just fitting that role next to them so well.
Just believable.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I've seen and this isn't acting, but I've seen a couple of these videos of, of like filling a vase with stones. All right. And if you pour in the little stones first, there's no room for the big stones. But if you pour the big stones in first, then the little stones will fill in the gaps. And that's how I feel about Pharisee and Reed and those roles is, let Candy, let Schwarzenegger, they're going to be the big stones.
Yeah, they're going to be Candy and Schwarzenegger.
They're the draw. They're what people are coming to see. And it's like, can you fill in the rest without, while still leaving room for them? And by doing so, you've completely filled the vase. Like it's, and in both senses, that's what these actresses have done. And they did a great job.
What a good analogy.
Thanks.
Yeah. So as far as my official 3 goods, I'm going to take kind of a sillier route with mine just because, why not? So my first good is this movie is geographically correct. Shout out to cartography. As they are driving from Portland to Astoria, we see a street sign for US Highway 26. And because I'm a nerd for geography and road maps, I pulled it up, and that's the road that leads from Portland, Oregon to Astoria, Oregon. So
nice job, Ivan Reitman.
Way to go, cartography.
All right. I didn't go through the credits, but I'm sure there was a cartographer listed.
Yes, yeah. It was above the cinematographer. It was cartographer.
It was above Schwarzenegger.
It was. We'd like to special shout out to Rand McNally.
Gene something.
My second good is the stunt double for Pamela Reed, who got hit by that car.
Yeah.
And like she went flying at the end. Like she even like bounced off the building.
Yeah.
So kudos to that stunt double for taking a bump in using wrestling terms there.
A real bump there.
Yes, she did. And my third good is, what a cool bad guy name, Cullen Crisp Sr.
Despite him being kind of a drip.
I like the name Cullen Crisp Sr.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are my 3 goods. Oz, what are your 2 bads?
My first one is replacing a tenured teacher with no real viable cause. They had talked when Kimball come in, they were talking because apparently this school only has 1 grade level like class per.
Yeah.
And so they were talking about the principal wasn't overly thrilled with having to remove this longtime excellent kindergarten teacher for this.
Yeah.
And so there's other ways you could have introduced Kimball or even O'Hare to the staff.
Yeah.
Without them.
So-and-so's taking a sabbatical. So-and-so's on.
Well, just bring them on as an aide or.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have had any reason to bring them in other than we are replacing this long-term veteran tenured.
Yeah.
Educated.
Respected. Because even the principal was like, this was a good teacher.
Yeah. And so that's my first bad is again, that's a kind of how, Jenny recognized the gurney thing. That's more, I think you and I recognizing the educational thing.
I that stuck out to me too.
It's like, you can't just remove again, because this isn't like first day of school either. You can't just remove a teacher and those kids don't question it or whatever. So that's my first bad. And second, and we've talked about it too, just not handling Zach's abuse appropriately.
Yeah. You're a mandated reporter. That was actually, I was going to mention it if you didn't.
You're a mandated reporter and a police officer. Like by and large, you should know how to handle this. And, but we hit the, if he does it again, that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Yes. You're legally obligated to report that.
Because guess what? It did happen again. So this kid got abused because you gave it another day or whatever. So that's my second bad.
It's not your job to make a subjective call. It is your job to objectively report.
You in what you think, you're not doing the mom any favors by pushing this off. You're putting them in harm's way again. Especially when mom was like, well, I'm sure you saw the bruises. She even admitted my husband abuses him. It's like everything's right there, all of it. And you're like, well, if it happens again.
No. It's not your job to say that. It's your job to report it.
as the police officer.
Ironically.
Yeah. Like, so yeah, that's my second bad. What do you got?
For my two bads, I'm going to start with just simply relationships like those between Crisp and his mom. Like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just again, we kind of mentioned it before, but just this codependent relationship between the two. She clearly, is like she treats him like like he's a boy.
Yeah.
Like he's an 8-year-old boy, and he kind of responds like it too. So there's like an arrested development to the Crisp character as a whole.
Literally.
Yeah. I wasn't referencing the show.
I know you
I
weren't,
meant
but
using the actual term.
Yeah, but...
like he still acts like a boy.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's my first bad. It's just ew. And then the second bad is the movie making teaching look like it's somebody who can just pop in and do it without any training.
I almost had a tongue-in-cheek good as anyone can teach. Like,
yeah. So it's just, and again, it's short. Like the Kimball character leaned into his background, but that's why teachers have to go to school for 4 years to get that training.
Yeah.
To do it right. Different professions, different careers require different types or different amounts or different lengths of training to be proficient. To do the job. And
even after that schooling, it's hard. Like brand new teachers don't walk in as successful as Kimball did in the first week.
And even, veteran educators, that's why there's professional development, to keep up and keep your skills sharp, build new skills. It's always evolving, like a lot of professions.
Right.
But he just walks in with his whistle.
Yeah, that's what I know. All kids will respond to police.
We're going to practice police school.
Like, oh, okay. I'm not a policeman. I'm a princess.
I love that part.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm a princess. What's your huh?
All right. I did a little digging here.
Okay.
In 1990, Astoria, Oregon's population was 10,465.
Okay.
So my question is, how did Crisp know that was the correct school? Because I would think at a population of 10,000, there's probably more than one elementary school with more than one section of grade level. Or
at the very least, more than 30 kindergartners.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was my is because I looked, I'm like, oh, there's only one elementary school in this town. And then I looked, I'm like, oh, 1990, Astoria, Oregon's like 10,000. You're going to need more than one elementary school. So that's my How did Crisp know that was the right school to go to? That his kid was going to be there?
Yeah. I mean, let alone the police too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because again, you're right. They didn't know where they were going. They didn't know what the kid and Rachel look like.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just took a shot in the dark that we're going to put you in this kid. I could understand that you can age up the kid and know he's probably a kindergartner. That's why they put him in the kindergarten class. But there's only one kindergarten class in this town of 10,000. A couple potential Hans I had were, did any of the Goonies go to this school?
Oh yeah. Is this in universe? Is this canon? Yeah.
Because
I'd like to think so.
Because when they were showing the festival, like the carnival thing, there's a couple of landscape shots where I was like, that looks like the rock formation from the end of Goonies out there in the water.
Yeah.
And then I also had is Roz from Monsters Inc. patterned after the principal in this? I'm always watching you. And my third, and this is the one I originally was going to have. Is Dominic a smoker? He had a very raspy voice for even Jenny said, she goes, yeah, I can see that. Like he's just half a pack a day for those little lungs, but
he's down to menthol.
It might be a pipe. I could see him being a pipe smoker.
Pipe,
But no, my is how did Crisp know that was the right school?
Swisher Sweets.
It's candy cigarettes.
Yeah.
So what's your
I'll throw a couple of alternates out there as well as you did, because there's a lot of Ha's that come from this. And I guess us both being educators, there's a couple so this is very similar to your replacing a tenured teacher, so law enforcement can just force an undercover police officer into a teaching role at a school,
especially out of jurisdiction law enforcement.
Yeah.
This is LA. We're going to okay.
How did Joyce, quote unquote, get her teaching license in Oregon if Joyce doesn't exist?
It's fair.
Yeah. Let's see. Also, so at the end, did Joyce never visit Kimball in the hospital? Because she's so glad to see him at the end. Like,
Yeah.
like O'Hara was there, but did Joyce just not bother to go? Or
You took 2 bullets for me and my son, but
yeah,
we'll see you around.
yeah.
Thanks.
So yeah, my real is gonna be quite simply, why don't movies like this get made anymore?
Yeah.
You don't see simple movies like just with a simple story, genuine moments, innocent humor.
Right.
It doesn't have to be sarcastic sarcastic humor, no witty quips, not part of an IP or a franchise, no special effects or elaborate set pieces,
Right.
just a simple story about a couple of characters with some fun moments and a few fleeting moments of some genuine stakes.
Because we don't have a Schwarzenegger anymore.
Yeah.
Like, because I look at this, I saw that Bill Murray was, Bill Murray and Patrick Swayze were potential others for Kimball.
Yeah. This wouldn't have worked with a
Bill Murray. And it's like this movie works when you have a human statue like Schwarzenegger, being able to also act and hold his own in a role like this.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody else that I would want to go see this movie just for the juxtaposition of size.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Some of the physical humor, just like the sight gags.
Yeah, exactly. I can't think of, I can't think of anybody else because
it lends to kind of the fish out of water aspect.
Absolutely.
Of it too.
Yeah. Schwarzenegger at this point is an established movie star.
Yeah.
And I look at today's cinema environment and who occupies our bank of stars?
It's more like celebrity than stars.
Exactly.
These days.
That's what I mean. These are brands. They're not like Schwarzenegger was an action star. That's what he did.
Yeah.
And so when he does things like this, you're like, ooh, I want to see that. Like, that'll be fun. But who is it today? You're right. These people are celebrities. Like Dwayne Johnson is fine.
Yeah.
But
he's fun enough.
But
he's not Schwarzenegger.
No. And I see where you're at there. And that's not even the Hollywood decision. That's just who are you going to put in this role today?
Yeah.
You're going to put The Rock there.
Mm-hmm.
But he's too charismatic already. Like what made this role for Schwarzenegger, honestly, what made it work was that first 15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Where we get to see him being this disgruntled, rough detective. And it's like, oh, now look at that change. But what movie have you seen where The Rock isn't The Rock all the time?
Mm-hmm.
There's no range there. I mean, he's bald and muscular in every role, every single role, whereas there is no, when we're talking, this is the same guy that was, the Terminator, but he was also Conan the Barbarian. And I mean, the roles, of course, but we've seen him in Commando where he could be a loving father.
Yeah.
And like that, like Schwarzenegger in Commando and Schwarzenegger in Terminator, that's not the same, character. Whereas with The Rock, it's The Rock all the time. Yeah. What makes it funny is let's put him next to Kevin Hart. That's funny. But I'm with you.
Yeah. Why can't we see movies like this anymore?
Yeah.
They don't have to be blockbusters.
No.
It doesn't have to be.
Although this was.
Yeah. it doesn't have to be Oscar bait. It could just be a simple, sweet, funny movie.
Right. And there are filmmakers out there that will make a $15 to $20 million movie.
Yeah.
They don't want the pressures of $150 million budget.
Yeah.
But now it's like, well, they're indie people. They don't have to be. Like Adventures in Babysitting was a fun movie. It's like there are like that's where I feel like you and I grew up on. We grew up on just take a chance fun movies like this, and they've gone away.
Yeah, and it's like, I also don't want to come across as like old man shaking my fist. Like they don't make movies the way they used to. Like we enjoy modern. We were literally just talking about The Substance before, before we started.
We both loved Sinners, and
so I mean, you can make like the style of movies that are made today. We both like superhero movies.
Absolutely.
So this isn't a replacement theory kind of thing where it's like we must get rid of current cinema to make room for of older cinema. But
to go back to that fill the vase,
to
go back to that fill the vase comp I was talking about earlier. Not everything has to be a big stone. Like and so that's what Hollywood's missing. I think they've kind of like how in some ways some people argue like baseball's gone too metrics driven. It's like Hollywood is they've almost given up on the eye test in some ways, and they're like, well, the numbers say, the metrics.
It's got to be an IP.
Yeah, it's like
it's either IP or it's indie. You can't have can't have both.
If it doesn't. And I don't know without doing some research, because like Disney was Disney, but then they also had Touchstone. Like they had different production arms to do different variety of film. Fox did the same thing. Sony did the same thing. It's like, are those arms still there? They gone away? I don't know. I really don't know. But I know that we don't have. I don't remember the last time I've seen anything come across that's like a Touchstone Touchstone film, or obviously Canon and Orion are gone. But but it's like when you're looking at Schwarzenegger's back history, there's a lot of Canon film in there, a lot of Orion film, and it's. But I'm with you. Yeah, why can't they make movies like this anymore?
All right. Well, hey, I had a good time with Kindergarten Cop.
Absolutely. I think
it's a lot better than the 6.3 on IMDb.
I agree with you.
So, hey, Oz, what do we got next week?
Well, for episode 199.
Oh, we are almost there, folks.
Yes, episode 199. We are going to, again, talk about another movie. We're going to go to high school.
We are.
Right? Yep, we're going to go to high school, back to high school. As we are going to cover a Amy Heckerling's feature film debut. We're going to talk about Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yes, we
are. A movie my wife asked if we were going to cover. And so I'm like, we will get it in. So
originally wasn't in the lineup.
No, it was not. But
this is a very Jenny dominant episode.
That's
full of great observations and feedback.
Yeah. And to be fair, like, how do you take the whole breadth of Hollywood, like school films, and squeeze it into 4? Like, so it was an easy, like, oh yeah, we'll take that one out and put Fast Times in. That's not a problem. So Cameron Crowe, screenplay.
Went undercover as a student.
Yeah, which is weird.
Hello, fellow youths.
Be shimmy with the skateboard. But Amy Heckerling, I was looking at her filmography too. She hasn't made a ton of films, but man, there aren't many that you haven't heard of. Fast Times, Johnny Dangerously, European Vacation, all 3 Look Who's Talking movies, Clueless, Night at the Roxbury, Molly with Elizabeth Shue, Loser with Jason Biggs. And then her most recent 2, I've never heard of, but yeah. So Fast Times at Ridgemont High, a very what's the word? There's one scene in particular this movie is known for.
Yes, a scene that I was reading in the trivia. Apparently, video rental stores, like, that scene would skip because it was being paused. It'd been paused. So yeah.
That's so gross.
There's a lot of gross people out there.
Yeah, this movie, and that's not even like that's a dream in the movie. That's not even,
it's not even it's a dream sequence. It's not even the plot.
But another movie with, speaking of plot, not a lot of plot in this film. So not a lot of plot in this film. So we're going to talk Fast Times with Ridgemont High next week. Social media wise, you guys can find us Facebook, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, Patreon link down below. Like and subscribe. Like, even if that's all you do, you find us and you're like, I don't have time to watch this, just like and subscribe. That helps us out. I don't know what it helps us with, but it helps.
It helps. Just trust us.
Right.
It helps with the metrics.
I'm not comfortable discussing how it helps me, but it helps.
It helps.
So but yeah, for, like I said, episode 198, 199 next week, and we will actually wrap up Educational Movie Month with episode 200.
Episode 200 and the movie for episode 200. I think it's good. I think it's representative of the show.
I believe so.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like it's a movie that it's a guilty pleasure of mine.
Yeah.
But no, for another episode of Let's Talk About Flicks, I'm Oz.
I'm Curtis.
We'll see you guys next week.